Hi, friends. I hope you're doing well. So, today I just wanted to talk very briefly about some things that I forgot to mention in the last video. Or, really, it's that I wanted to mention, but I try to keep those videos at 10 minutes or less because it just seems more appropriate. Listening to someone talk for more than 10 minutes is it's a lot. It's just a lot, right? Sometimes I get into long form content, listen to podcasts or listen to people speak for hours, and I have no problem with that. But the 10 minutes seems to be a good cap. So anyway, the last video I talked about ships and sailing a little bit. And it reminded me of something, another sort of linguistic metaphor regarding ships that is really valuable. So the first thing is that it's interesting, the word ship, because in modern sort of anime culture and so on and so forth, people will say that they ship two characters. And that means that they like to imagine what it would be like if they were in a relationship with each other, a romantic relationship. Like, oh man, anyway, just kind of goofy, right? But I think it's cute. And it reveals something about the word ship that's really important. Namely, that there's almost nothing more important than the relationship and the what's the other word I was thinking of? because relationship is the important one. The other one will come back to me in a second. You probably know what I'm talking about already. But if you think about it, everything in our life is about relationship. It's almost the most fundamental, it is probably the most fundamental aspect of our lives is relationship. I've talked about loving animals, and maybe you've encountered like animal wisdom, or when you encounter, like for instance, this morning I was driving to work and I saw this fox in the middle of the road, and it ran off to the side of the road, and then because I slowed my car down, it stopped and it stared at me, and I rolled down the window and we communicated with each other a little bit. In that instance, you might say that the animal wisdom of the fox was being reflected into my daily experience. Good stuff. So you could go and look at what foxes mean and what they might be telling you. There's lots of animal wisdom sites and whatnot. It's kind of like interpreting a dream. Life is kind of like a dream anyway, right? Anyway, so I've talked about animals and how much I love animals, and encouraged you and myself to think about the relationship that we have with animals. It's one of the word vegan is sort of almost polluted, but it's one of the main reasons that I'm vegan is because I have these deep perceptions of love and kinship with all the animals. And having that relationship with animals in your life is really powerful. It gives a lot of meaning. I was talking to another person a while ago, and he said that sort of often repeated line. Well, okay, so first of all, we've got pigeons in Austin, Texas, but even more so than pigeons, we have these birds called grackles, and they're beautiful. The males are all black, but when the sun hits their feathers at an angle, you realize that it's not all black. It has this beautiful opalescent or iridescent quality to it, where there's purple and green and blue flecked into black. They're gorgeous birds, and they have this long tail feather, a couple of tail feathers in back. They're really regal looking, and the females are nice too. They have sort of a brown and tan color to them. But anyway, so we have grackles. And this person said to me that, the grackles are just flying rats. It's like, how many times have I heard that? Like, What's wrong with rats, right? The rats are pretty cool too. I mean, you don't want them scurrying around your house and whatnot, I get it, but, or taking over your farm, etc. But it's not like rats are evil. And it's not like pigeons or grackles are evil either. And if you focus on the relationship you have with animals, it can bring so much more love and balance in your life, and you feel like you're surrounded by allies and friends as opposed to pests. It certainly gives my life a lot more love and meaning, brings a lot more love and meaning into my life. So that's just a small example of how relationship works. And the relationship that I'm talking about is so broad, right? Because it could be, it's the texture, it's the substance between your consciousness and anything else you're experiencing. Like your relationship with the city you live in, the relationship with the people at work, the relationship with your family, the relationship with yourself. And there's no time that we want that relationship to be worse or to be a less productive relationship. We always want to have the best relationship possible with water, with the sun, with everything. There's nothing that I don't desire to have a really productive, beautiful relationship with. And just like my talk on attention, in order to alter the relationship you have with something, you want to attend to that thing in a state of mental openness and to really participate with it, to get into it. And, so often people in the spiritual community read books and talk about things, but they don't actually practice. And the practice can be like something formal, like meditation, like, you sit down and you practice the guitar. This is really important if you want to practice a specific skill. But also, by practice, what I mean is actually being with that thing. And that's the fundamental aspect of relationship, is to offer your time and space, your attention to whatever you're trying to improve a relationship with. For instance, by cleaning your house and keeping everything organized and neat, you're developing a positive relationship with your living space. And man, does that change your life quality. Or if you're trying to improve your relationship with your dream world that you experience every night, or with your quality of sleeping, then you turn the phone off an hour before you go to bed, and you start winding down, and you go to bed before 11, 10 o'clock, try to go to bed at 9, this will improve the relationship you have with sleeping. So anyway, it's just kind of a funny pseudo-linguistic, which I'll have to get into later, the whole idea, trying etymology and esoteric etymology and so on, what I call lexigramming. But anyway, or lexigrammer. I'll talk more about that later. But first, I just wanted to talk about relationship and the most important ship, the ship that will define the quality of your life. And it's like I got one more minute, right? And the other kind of ship to think about that I'm thinking about recently is how the body is a ship. It's your spaceship. So try to improve the relationship with that as well, both in offering it self-love, but also doing something for it, having an exercise modality that you actually enjoy and that brings you benefit day to day. It's so important. Practice yoga, martial arts, cycling, go swimming, all that good stuff. It brings so much joy to life. Anyway, so consider, if anything, I guess this is my question, is there anything in life that is not a relationship? All right, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.